So, who we are a full-service computational design BIM consulting firm helping out with 3D coordination, computational design, scripting, custom tools, template builds, Revit family builds, parametricism, all that fun stuff. So that's a little bit about us, who we are. We're working with architects, engineers, general contractors, owners. We're really excited to be working with those individuals and hoping that there's an opportunity that we get to partner up with some of you guys. If not, otherwise, it's just a great webinar for you guys to sit in on. A little bit about me, Evolve Lab co-founder, national speaker at some of the conferences throughout the U.S., Autodesk University, have been workshops. So we're going to go ahead, and this is the learning and objectives for today. We're going to go through depth queuing, the text enhancements, text editors finally fixed, global parameters. I'm probably really geeked out about that more than I should be. The calculated values for schedules and annotation tags, that's another one I'm really geeking out about. Being able to combine parameters, sketching hosted railings to slope services. In-place families are now available in the stair category. It's pretty cool. For all of you that struggle with the stairs, you can actually kind of model those things in place. Don't know if it's recommended. We'll find out. And then we're going to look at the FormIt converter, some of the things that we can do with that. I want to mention there's a long laundry list. This is probably only 25% of the updates. MEP has done some really amazing things for anybody that's representing MEP. There's a lot of fabrication going on with that. And so check that out. There's a bunch of other things, but we have a limited amount of time, so I want to make sure that we at least tackle what I kind of cherry-picked as the really big, important ones. All right. Let's go. All right. So what I want to touch on first is the depth queuing. There's been a couple tools that have existed. People have created kind of a hack way of doing this depth queuing. It's pretty cool. Ways that you guys might have done it before is using a masking region, applying a filter. There's a couple add-ins people have built, but finally it is built natively within Revit. So this should be pretty exciting for you that have been doing this kind of as a manual process. So to initiate the depth queuing, what you'll do is you'll go to an elevation view. And if you go to the View tab and under Graphics, and I apologize, I want to give a heads up here, there's sometimes a lag with these GoToMeetings. It is what it is. I'm going to try to go slower. I got good feedback that I need to go a little bit slower, so I'm going to try to manage that. So if you go to the View tab, go to Graphics, and pop this out, there is depth queuing right here, okay? And it's this little checkbox. By the way, is this discrete? Just this little arrow right here, you know, to get in here. All of these big flashy buttons, and all we have is a little arrow. So it's not completely intuitive all the time to get to this menu right here. But if you go to the little arrow, graphic display options, and you say show depth, what you can do is you can change the percent, basically how light or dark it is, and then also how near or far the fading happens or the depth queuing happens, okay? So you'll see that I'm not getting anything updated because I haven't hit the apply button. And you see I hit apply and we got a little bit of ghosted here. So just to kind of show, if I put this on dark, you see how it darkens up. If I go even more, it gets really darker. Really darker. That's really bad English. If we go here, I think we need to go a little bit nearer. You can see how this will start to affect the background of some of this information. And maybe added a limit. Maybe need another elevation here. But this will show kind of how far or how deep you want to show your depth queuing. Let's see if we go to another one. I want to see if I give you guys a better example. Let's see if we go to this side. Is that the side I was on? What's the same? Let's try here. We'll go depth queuing. Let's see if we can get this to show a little better. A little bit. So you can get the lightness and the darkness applied on these, and it allows you to basically see these trees, the building, things like that, at different variations of gradients. And so that's what the depth queuing is doing as part of that. So pretty cool little feature. Just curious, any of you guys dig that one? Not real excited? You guys let me know. Take your fade to light. Not dark. Digging it. Some people are digging it. It's great. It's good. You guys like it. I like it. Okay. Hopefully you guys can operate it a little better than I can. All right. The other thing that they've done is the text enhancement tool. I want to show that. So, yay, the text editor is finally fixed. You guys, I might open up 2016 just to show how bad it was. It's a bad idea. Before, you guys are probably aware of that. You would go and if you got all your wrapping just the way you wanted it, and you go in here and you would change, you get just how you want, and then when you would double click, it would change the wrapping. You can see like right now it's already instantly better. And so it doesn't change and goof it up just from a double click of zooming in. You guys remember you'd zoom in, you'd zoom out, and it was really, really, really annoying. So a lot of firms would just make images of their text and just load those up into the file. Not great for performance, but it's better than dealing with this text editor. So they finally fixed that. They not only fixed it, but they've kind of given it an overhaul here. So in here you get, you were able to get some of these bullets, but they've made it much more like words. So like if I come in here and I want to, add a subnote to this, and I can go ahead and kind of tab these over, and I can pick, the type of bullets I want, A, B, or C. If they're uppercase, lowercase, I can pick bullets. So it's a lot more intuitive with the text editor, plus it doesn't goof up when you zoom in or out. The other thing that they did is they've incorporated the change case. And so in here you can actually pick all of your text and change it to uppercase or lowercase. So it's a great way to be able to mass update the text. That didn't exist before. They also introduced the subscript feature, which is pretty cool. So you can do that. And then also the subscript and then the superscript. So got those backwards. You can do either of those as an option now in Revit. So that's pretty cool. What do you guys think of the text editor? Going to get some excitement? Do you guys have questions about it? Yay, finally it's all fixed. Yeah, why did it take so long to fix? Yeah, it's on here. We got Steve here telling me that in our office he's saying, hey, it's not on the TV. Let me see. Yeah, I'll let him sit over my shoulder. You guys want to see Steve? Steve. No. All right. So everyone's super excited about the text. The one thing to keep in mind, can you import text from Word? You have to copy paste it. I'm not sure on the formatting if it'll retain the formatting. It's a good question. So yeah, something to test. We'd have to test that. So something else. Oh yeah, when upgrading reminded me. When you upgrade, if you have templates and things like that, you may get some goofiness when you upgrade your files from 2016 to 2017. You'll want to go through and clean up your template text. It may freak out on you a little bit, but I think that outweighs being able to actually fix it kind of permanently there in your template, and it works for all your projects. So hopefully that's good for you guys. I might, yeah, it does not retain the formatting. That's right. Okay, so that's the text box. You guys are digging that. Finally fixed. You guys like the depth queuing? We're going to keep on trucking. Okay, global parameters. I'm really, really excited about this. I don't know why, but I am. Let's see. Do I want to do this one? No, I'm going to do it. Let's see. I got another file open that I wanted to show this on. Okay. So in here, what you can do with global parameters, if anybody's used global parameters, or excuse me, the parameters in a family, they're very similar. So if I go to text, or excuse me, dimension, and I say dimension this door, okay? And I want all my doors single flush, you know, a certain consistent thickness. You see I'm getting this inconsistency. Some are 3, some are 3.5. I'm going to do this one. We got 1 inch. It's all over the board, right? So what you could do is you could kind of set up a working view, these dimension strings all over your construction documents. You can kind of set up a working view, put these dimension strings in here, and up here under label you can say right here, you can add a parameter. You can see I already had one in there. I'm going to call this depth, jam depth, jam offset, okay? And I'll say okay. All right, so now you get this little pencil indicating that the global parameter has been set for that. And so note that they're all the same now. Okay, they're all 3.5 inches. Now let's say that I come back through here and I want to modify that. It's going to be under the Manage tab, Global Parameters, and then I have my jam offset. If I change this to 4 inches and I apply, watch the screen, it updates all those doors. Okay, so this kind of gives you this kind of parametric functionality in Revit, similar to families, but kind of bringing it to a project environment. So this is one application, you know, trying to create some consistency across all your doors. So it's a great way to just do that consistency. Something I was thinking of is I wonder, like, if you can't tab it, you can't even move it because it's tied to that. So people can't break it. You have to take off the global parameter, and then you could be able to move that. I think probably deleting it does it. It's yelling at me. Unconstrain, and then now I should be able to move it. Yep. So global parameters. What do you guys think of those? People are liking it. Beyond awesome. Glad. Yes. Maybe you guys are as nerdy as I am. Andrea says she's still trying to figure out how to apply MEP-wise. Mark, you still on the line? I want to bring Mark in. I haven't been including him. I know I've been kind of owning the questions here. Mark, do you see some applications for global parameters on the MEP side? Are you there?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah. You know, I feel like we're all going to find lots of different applications on the MEP side. I think, you know, it's not even that disconnected from what Builder showed with the doors. You'll be able to apply this to, you know, duct connectors, pipe connectors, and yeah, you know, you can really just see it all over the place. So I'd really dig into it because MEP by no means was excluded in this past release.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening with MEP. Maybe as a follow-up, Mark, we should talk about maybe doing like an MEP Revit 2017 for all those that have MEP in-house. I think that would be good. Matt was asking, how does it know to move the door and not the wall? It's a good question. I wonder if it's the order in which you pick it. Let's see if I reverse the order. I think if I did it this way and I assigned the global parameter and if I update that, see what happens. I always like experimenting with this stuff live. It's super risky, but who cares? Let's try it. Nope, so still move the door. It's a good question, Matt. I have to dig into that and see how does it know which one to move. Unless anyone on the call knows. Does it affect multiple door types as long as they have the dimension in the working view? Yeah, so it's a good question, Dan. It affects any door, so it's not actually a parameter within the door, so it's not going to be an instance or type parameter like you're used to seeing instance or type parameters. Since it's a global parameter, it's being affected in the project. So it's any component that has that dimension string attached to it, and then you've assigned the global parameter to it. Cool. All right. Let's keep on moving. Hey, by the way, for those of you guys who are thinking about ducking out early, there is an opportunity to win some cash at the end. Little secret there. So if you guys hang out till the end, we'll be having an opportunity to get a gift card. So just throwing that out there to keep you guys interested. Calculated values, not that I'm not interesting enough, right? Get tired of listening myself. Calculated values for schedules and annotation tags. All right, so this is really freaking cool. Really cool. Anybody that has done anything with code is going to really appreciate this. So basically what allows us to do is to finally put a calculated value in a tag. Basically, you're able to create these values in schedules. Right? I don't know what you're doing that, so just test, you know, and we're going to grab area. Let's grab name. Move that up, and then volume. I don't know. I can't do volume. Let's say count. Trying to figure out some of these that I could do. Maybe I should have planned this better, right? We do this. Okay, I get count, and I get my area. And so you can go ahead and create these calculated values that allow the two to talk to each other. Oh, I know which one I should be using. Occupancy factor. Here we go. I did kind of think this out. Let's remove count. Okay. So if you have your occupancy factor in your area, right, in here you can create a calculated parameter. Okay. And so I could say maximum occupancy. Okay. Test, because I know I already have one kind of similar to that in here. And what I'm going to do is the formula is area divided by occupancy factor. And there's some better ways to do this. You can put in a roundup, all that. I'm just going to see if this will work. Units, we'll do area, should work. There we go. And so you get this this calculated value in a schedule. And we've been able to do this for some time, but you can never represent this information in a tag. So you always had to create this separate column and then manually coordinate the two pieces of data. Super cumbersome. And so what they've done is they've actually allowed us to tag a calculated value. Now the way this works is, first off, you have to make your factor a shared parameter. The reason is because that has to be loaded into the family. So I just clicked on the family, and I'm saying edit family, okay. And what I've done is I've created this label here. I'll say edit label. And I've created this, this maximum room occupancy. And in here, it has a calculated value that's associated to it. You think I'd do this guy, edit calculated value. So what I've done is what they've done is they put the table into the tag family. This didn't exist before. So now you can take, and what you want to do is you'll put in this round down, and I can share this formula with you guys afterwards, but it's round down. That basically gives you your integer, and then it's area divided by 1 square feet divided by the occupancy factor. And so you would have the same formula in your schedule as well as in the tag. And so as long as those two are the same, you can represent it on your floor plan. And that's the key. So what's really nice, what's really nice about this is that you're able to actually test what your maximum occupancy is live on your floor plan. It's super helpful. So let's say that in here I have my square feet divided by my occupancy load factor, and I have 14 max. Well, as I update this wall, my formula is going to update in my tag, and you can see that it updated from 14, I think, to 12. So that's pretty freaking cool that you can now actually use these calculated values in tags, and I'm really super excited about those. I'm curious to see what you guys think. What do you guys think about that one? Let's see if we have some questions. Audio is breaking up a little bit. Sorry about that. But yes, people are saying that the Everyone's super, super excited about that one. Okay, so you guys are equally as excited about 2017 as I am. This is good. Steve, what do you think? Do you see some? Steve says it's awesome. We got Steve. The load factor is in, that is a good question. So Steve's asking, where do you change the load factor? So the load factor, the best way to do that is to create a key schedule. This one, for just the purpose of today, I created a load factor and just put them all the same. But there's a great way where you can use key schedules and put in the load factor, so you can just have a drop down and would be able to assign the load factor in there to that. So again, the key is making that a shared parameter, so that way you guys can load that into your tag. So, okay. Keep on trucking. Ooh, combine parameters. All right. I'm going to have my cheat sheet, otherwise I forget. Let's see, is this the one? Yes. No, this is not the one. See, I need to get to, I believe it is this one. Let's close this guy out. Nope. And close that. Nope. Okay. So this next piece is pretty cool. All right. So now what we've been able to do is we've been able to combine parameters. And this actually works with text too, which is great. So you can actually combine multiple parameters into a single value parameter. So the process will be, so here I have a furniture schedule. It's scheduling the dining table. I have length, width, and height. And what I can do is they've added this combine parameters button right here. And this is, in case I went too quick, I'm in the schedule, I'm clicking fields and edit. And then I'm going to combine parameters. And what you can do is you'll pick which parameters you want to combine. So I'm going to grab length, width, and height. Okay? And then what do you want to represent as the separator? So I'm going to put in the X. And I'll say OK. And I can actually remove these, I believe. And then you can actually get length by width by height in here. And then you can do something like, length by width by height as your header. I think this would actually be a little cleaner if we do the lowercase. All right. See, it looks, I'm not putting the spaces in there. It honored the spaces. It's bothering me a little bit. Maybe I can check that out afterwards. Yeah, I don't want quotes in there, so. But it gives you you can give a division between the two, so that's representing that parameter, that parameter, that parameter, and they're all live. So it's a pretty cool feature there, being able to show those all in one column. What do you guys think about that? Any questions, thoughts? Can you reduce by percentage for net square feet? I think that was in regards to the last one we were doing. Can you reduce it by percentage for net square feet areas? I believe so, Jenny. When you were talking about, so Jenny's asking about the tag, can you reduce it? She's talking about the calculated values we were just looking at, and by a percentage. I might have to follow up with you on that one. So, yeah, we might have to follow up on that one offline. I'm thinking because the percentages are separate, so I don't think you can go by a percentage. You can't use the percentage in a calculated value, I'm pretty sure. So, okay. We're going to keep on moving. Define parameters. Okay. Sketching railings to a hosted surface. Let's check that out. For all of you that are the Revit railing masters, I'm going to go back to this project. Not that one. This one. Okay, this is cool. All right, so you can now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this wall. Actually, let's do this. We'll isolate this guy, isolate element. We're going to edit the profile. We'll make something that the landscape architect's going to be really mad about. Just this crazy swoopy thing. So what I'm doing is that I'm editing the wall's profile, and I'm going to finish that. So I kind of get this crazy swoopy wall, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to place a railing on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to go to the railing tool, and I'm going to pick a new host. I'm going to pick this wall. I'm going to draw a sketch line on top of this. I'm finished. It's going to think about it for a little bit. Nice if I would just incorporate nice Jeopardy music when the spinning wheel of death was going. I think that would have been nice. Okay, there we go. So now your railing can actually follow sloped surfaces that are not ramps or stairs. So it can follow roofs, it can follow floors, it can follow walls, and so it's actually able to do this pretty seamlessly, pretty intuitively. You saw like I just told it what to pick for the host, and I drew the sketch line on top. We have this sloped railing. So yes, Garrett says railings and Revit equal devil. They are a pain. Schedule is more legible, but every day is only very helpful. You're crazy. And can you combine parameters with formula creation? We'll have to look at that one, Andrea. Combine parameters with formula creation. You're creating your formulas based on the parameters. So maybe I need to have Mark own some of these schedules. I think I'm getting distracted. So Mark, I might pull you in and help me with some of these, filter some of these questions. I'll start with this last one here. Andy says, good stuff. Is this only floor blades could be used in a horizontal fashion? Ooh, I don't think so. I think that you have to do railing. Let's try it. Pick new host. See, it doesn't let me, unless I say set, pick a plane. Not letting me pick. Let me see, I'll do set, pick a plane, we'll pick this face. And then if we do railing, yeah, it cannot be used for this operation. If I understand your question, Andy, you can only do it on top of a horizontal surface. You can't apply it to this vertical face, if that is your question. You host railing to topography. Good question. Let me check it out. Hey, Mark, and if you can help me out maybe with some of these questions, I think that would be good. I kind of took over. But let's see. We go railing. First, we got to set the work plane. Let's say back to something that makes sense, like level 1. And then we'll go railing. And can we pick the topo? I don't think so. I think it's yelling at us. Good question. I like to test these things out while we're on the call, because if one person's thinking it, I'm sure there's someone else. So it's like, if I don't know it, I'm going to try it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it does not look like you can do it to topos. It's not highlighting, so good question. Do we have any other questions, Mark?
No, I think you reached all of them. Oh, actually, here's a question that just came in from David Rodriguez. It's, what about a railing on double curved wall?
Double curved wall. Ooh, it's a good question. I think if you had a double curved, I don't know if it would be a wall. It almost has to be like a roof, or because if you're curving it one way, Revit only lets you put in the curve on this one side. So if it was a double curved wall, it would have to be something like a mast, and then you'd have to host the floor or roof to a mast, and then try to host the railing to that one. That's a really good question, and I'm going to test that after we get off the call, only because we are pushed for time. But I do want to test that one. That's a good one to ask. Let's try it out. Anything else, Mark? Are we good on those?
Yep. I think you're good to move on. Just let me know when you want to stop the question.
Yep. Okay. Okay. In-place families for stair categories now available. Now this is cool. The reason I kind of like this one is because if anybody has dealt with stairs, you know there's a bazillion parameters that exist in here. They're not the most intuitive. And so what they've done, and I'm not condoning or advocating one way or the other, but what you can do is you can do a model in place, and you can now pick the stair category. This was not available prior to 2017. And so you can actually may have needed to pick a different plane. Let me think. Yes, pick a plane. Do that. And I'm going to create an extrusion. And so what I can do is I can kind of just draw my stairs. Say, like, especially if you have some kind of large landscape piece out in the front that you want to tie into, this would be an opportunity for that. That's terrible. Let's see, pull this back. There we go. Sorry, this is not a very sexy stair, but it proves the point. So in here now, I have this stair that's an in-place family. So it's kind of something that's less conventional to, you know, typical rise, run, 7-Eleven type deal, but maybe like a landscape type stair outside. And so you can kind of move these, make very custom style profiles, anything you want to do. And the beauty of these now, especially if you don't make that material, let's change that material to cast in place. Cast in place, okay. There we go, it's a little better. If you go to VG now, visibility graphics, right, and turn off stairs, the stairs now honor that for the visibility graphics. So you can do in-place family with the stair component. So what do you guys think of that one?
Yeah, so the first question we have, Bill, is Garrett Sletton asks, can you change the plan shape of the modeled stairs, aka curved stairs?
Yes. Yeah, you can, because it's modeled in place. So it's a good question. You just change the face that you're drawing on. You can't do two things at once. I cannot talk and work in Revit. Let's see. It's a bad problem when you're doing a webinar. So if you wanted to, if I understand the question correctly, you would draw your, but it would still be one extrusion, or you'd have to do like a blend or something like that. So but you would draw your profile in this direction, and you could do, you know, curved type of thing, whatever you want that to be, and you can curve it in that direction. If I understand the question right.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the next question, actually two people are kind of asking this. One person says, Nancy Reyes, add a railing. And then Asim said, can it host railing like regular stairs?
Ooh. My gut tells me yes. Let's see. Oh shoot, did I back up too far? I don't have my stair anymore. Let's do one real quick. Actually, maybe not. Let's see. because they incorporated the new feature, so you would think, but it's just the slope. Pick a plane, let's do this, and we'll do an extrusion. Let's just try it. Okay. I'm going to trim this out. We'll finish it. And then, so now the question is, can I host a railing to that? So if we go, finish this guy, and go to railing, and change this, go to railing, and let's say pick host. Looks like you cannot. So that is one downside. Look at this. I can pick the walls, the floors, the roofs, and everything that they allow you. You cannot pick the in-place stair category. So it looks like that might have been oversight on Autodesk's part. It's a good question, and glad you guys asked it. Okay.
So
anything else, Mark?
So the people are upset, Bill. That's what the response is. They're upset. Autodesk slipped up. They have slipped up. So the other question we kind of have is, more of a technical one, again, by a theme. How about up-down arrows, riser counter, dashed line for above view plane like regular stairs?
No way. I doubt it.
Yeah.
No. So this is a in-place family, just like any other in-place family, but it's going to be under the category stair. Really, the only functionality you're getting out of it is being able to control it with the visibility graphics. But yeah, you're not going to be able to put any of that information on this because it is just an in-place family. It's not a stair system, so Revit's not going to honor any of the up-down functionality at all. It doesn't even know that this is a riser. It just sees it as a mast. So no way. Sorry, guys. Maybe 2018, right? Yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of the questions there.
All right. Cool. We'll keep trucking. Tangent locks. All right. Anybody that's dealt with this knows what I'm talking about. So tangent locks were introduced for being able to constrain tangent points. Let's see. By the way, did anybody notice that the 2017 installs, you're going to notice that some of the families were not upgraded when they were deployed? So you may need to upgrade any of the out-of-the-box ones if you still use those to 2017. I've been noticing that. I don't know if you guys just saw the upgrade, but the templates and some of the families were not upgraded. They're in an older version, so something to be aware of. So it's not part of the webinar. That part's just free, just so you guys know. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place this. What I'm doing, oops, rotate. And what I'm doing is I've opened up a family template, and I'm butchering this. I need to copy place this guy. And basically I have these two lines, and what I want to illustrate is just how you can now constrain these from their tangent points. If I go to model line, and I go to tangent end arc, and I do this, you see I get these little tangent symbols now with the lock symbol. You can lock those, and now it constrains that information. Let's see if I can show this. Wow. So you can see how it's constraining the tangent point when I go right or if I go up. So it constrains the tangent points with these lines. And it used to be a real pain in the neck to be able to constrain tangents before. I've had to do all kinds of silly workarounds like nesting families, reference planes, all kinds of crazy things, reference lines to get these tangents to play nicely. So you can now constrain using the tangent points. Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns on that one?
Doesn't look like any questions came in. I think you explained it pretty clearly, Bill.
Okay. Does anybody like that, or is it? I mean, personally, I'm like, you know, it's cool. They made an effort on that one. You know, it's nice to be able to do it. It's going to help with families. Does that help anybody? Just curious. Have you guys had to wrestle with that, or? Got to try it out. It will be useful. Okay, people are appreciating it. So I think Steve had a question about not really different than a generic model. Not sure what that question is in regards to. The category of the family doesn't necessarily matter, whether it's generic or furniture or casework, if that's what that was regards to. Maybe we can take that one offline because we're pressed for time. We got 10 minutes. Final 10 minutes, guys. All right, stick it in there. This is, I'm saying, the best for last. Okay. The last one I want to talk about is the converter for FormIt. So let's get back here to the project. Okay. What they've done is they have introduced the add-in, the FormIt 360 converter in here. So I'm curious if you guys can start populating up here. Anybody using FormIt yet? Are you guys still in SketchUp mode? I want to show how you can convert SketchUp to FormIt and then bring that into Revit as well. This is going to be the final here, okay? So what we're doing is under the add-ins tab, oh, by the way, Dynamo is under Manage now. That's super confusing. If anybody didn't know that, the Dynamo is under Manage. So, but FormIt is under the add-ins, and here is the different add-ins that they have for the FormIt 360. And so what you're able to do is convert a SketchUp file to FormIt 360. And what I've done is I've downloaded one because I thought it was more interesting than anything I would create. Let me see if I can get to it. Here, here, here. And so you tell it where you want to grab it from and where you want to put it at. So I've dropped it in here. I'm not going to go through the process because it takes a little while. It took probably good, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes to actually convert it, so I don't want to have you guys just sitting here at a spinning wheel of death. But then you would hit OK, and it converts it, and it drops it in this folder, okay? And then what you can do is once you drop it in there, you can then convert your SketchUp FormIt 360 file to Revit. And so you can pick that one, and you'll pick which FormIt file you wanted to convert. And this is the one that I converted right there. And again, I'm not actually going to do it just because it takes a little time for the conversion process. But I do want to show you guys what we get. So I'm going to open up FormIt. So that's kind of what happens. Let's open up FormIt. Maybe I should have had FormIt open. There we go. And here it is. So this was a SketchUp file that I used the FormIt 360 converter. And what I did is I converted this from SketchUp to Revit, or excuse me, from SketchUp to FormIt. So this is the FormIt one in all its glory. You can see that if I come in here, I get the functionality of being able to push and pull this in the FormIt environment, even though it wasn't SketchUp originally. So there it is in SketchUp. And then I open up Revit 2017. Using those add-ins, here it is. I've converted the FormIt file now to a native Revit project. And so what this is it is a basically a mass family. And in here, you can actually start hosting walls, roofs, things like that to it. So here it is. This is what it does, is it converts it to this, this Revit mass. And then in here, you could actually start doing wall by face. Let's see if I can do a roof by face. Massing, roof by face. one of the things that I noticed I'm not super excited about is it doesn't clean up super well. You'll see like if I wanted to do, it segments all these, it triangulates the stuff a little bit. So it's not super pretty, but it does give you somewhat of a starting point. Let's see if I do wall by face. Massing wall by face, and I pick this. So I can get that. So that's pretty nice. And if can I grab this guy and I'll hide it. So you can see that I'm starting to kind of get some of that geometry, and then this is a native Revit wall, native Revit rough. Not perfect, not clean, but it's a step in that direction. So what are you guys' thoughts on that one?
So one question we have, Bill, is from Andy, and Andy G, and he asks, can you further manipulate this in the massing family environment?
Yes, good question, Andy. So did I close it? Let's see, switch windows. Is this it? No, this is the family I was working in earlier. The answer is yes. You can further, I think this is it. There we are. So in the family environment, you do get the functionality. It does nest some of these. Based on it basically takes the groups that were in SketchUp, but these become native Revit families, mass families, that you can go through and start to modify once you get in here deep enough. So it actually says import. I thought you could. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to double check with my guy Tobias. I thought these were going to be native, and it might be depending on how the SketchUp file is built too. But I was under the impression that these become Revit masses, not imported stuff. And I should have verified that. But I'll double check with our guys' FormIt team and see what they have to say. But I think this should be able to be Revit stuff that's manipulable. So
the next question we have, Bill, is Angelo asks, or he kind of comments that he'd like to go from a Revit project out to FormIt, play with the design, then come back into Revit. If that's possible, or if it isn't possible, how soon would we be able to see some sort of functionality that would give you that ability?
Yeah. It doesn't let you do it so much with Revit as it does Revit Family. So what it supports right now is masses, furniture, casework, I believe some of the site components, but it's pretty limited. So you can't, bring walls, doors, windows, things like that from Revit to FormIt at this time. I'd have to double check with the Autodesk team to see what their thoughts are on that and what the timeline would be. But I know they're working on some of those types of functions.
Okay, awesome. And then something else that was mentioned is that the add-in, the import FormIt 360 to Revit add-in, kind of this converter, is something that you need to download. Is that right, Bill?
That is incorrect. Not with 2017. So 2017, it comes stock in here. That was kind of the reason I was trying to show it, is because as part of your Revit 2017 install, you get the FormIt converter.
Okay.
For free.
That cleared that
for
up.
free. Okay.
For
good.
Free.
All right.
So
for
I
3
guess
minutes.
one other thing I think that we could touch on is one person mentioned that they're still in SketchUp mode but really interested in FormIt. Is there any advice that you could give in that direction for maybe starting to develop that into your workflow, or what are kind of first steps for a firm that would want to adopt that?
Yeah, I would like to talk to you offline. I would say it's a good question. What I would say in general is that you're going to basically try to create all the content that you have in SketchUp in FormIt, so that way your SketchUp team has that content readily available. It does integrate better with Revit at this time, although there are some limitations that we pointed out. It doesn't support wall, doors, windows. But that actually leads me into kind of wrapping this up, and I want you guys to hang on the line for just a second. let me see if I can swap this really quick. I'm going to go to the screen and, okay. Can you guys, Mark, can you see the PowerPoint again?
Yeah.
Great.
Right here.
Okay. So great. Perfect. Thanks. So just in conclusion here, what I want to touch on as we're closing, guys, I really appreciate you guys being on the call. I did say that we have an opportunity to win some cash. Those that did stick it out. Hopefully it was really beneficial for you. I'd like you guys to comment in the chat window if it was. Basically, what I want to just mention is that, part of this was free, or all of it was free. Trying to educate and inform you guys on the Revit 2017 new features. I just want to throw it out there. Obviously, we're here to support you guys. Anything that you guys need, want, desire, please reach out. We're helping all kinds of firms out, blowing up, really helping out architecture firms, engineering, construction, form rationalization, computational design, code stuff. We want to be a support arm for you guys. It's really what we're here and what we're trying to do. Probably the thing I love best about this is being able to make friends with a lot of our clients and with you guys. I know you guys personally. So I really appreciate your friendship, appreciate your partnership with us. I want to mention that we do training and support as well, so if that's something you guys are interested in. Basically what we do is we have this membership. It's extremely affordable. It's probably 75% less than any of our competitors. And basically it gives you all of the resources that we help our other clients with, being training, support, template builds, computational design. You can apply to all those. And so just one flat fee. If you don't use the hours, you don't pay for them. So you only pay for the hours you use. And we have an endorsement from Modern Architecture, which we super appreciate. Andy, the principal over there, said that they had a ROI of they would invest one and they get a 5 return fold. So there's a huge benefit for investment there. And for any of you guys that are interested in just chatting with some of us, talking about how the webinar went, what other opportunities we can work together, please go to our website, evolvevim.com, and go to the Contact Us. And we have, we're going to be raffling off a $50 gift card. So if you guys drop us a line and say, hey, I just want to chat with you guys about our template or maybe some training needs. We're doing a lot of Dynamo workshops, just so you guys know. If there's some Dynamo you guys want, or Grasshopper, we're not married to a particular program. So what we like to do is support and say we're software agnostic. We support all of them. And so drop us a line and you could have the chance to win a $50 gift card just by reaching out and setting up a free consultation. So really appreciate you guys today. We couldn't do this without you, and so we're really looking forward to being able to partner with you guys with some stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Oh, I have one last poll. I wanted to know what your favorite Revit 2017 feature was. And so we're going to launch that and see what you guys think before you bug out. So we got, it's going. So the answer is global parameters say what? The text header is finally fixed. Visualization and depth queuing, it's kind of my thing. Tag calculated values, no more copy pasting IVC data. And host railings to smooth walls, etc., swimming pools. Anybody? So it looks like, oh, I don't know, it's going up. Looks like 36%. Really happy about the text header, which is kind of funny. Second place is tag calculated values. The global parameters say what? And then the visualization, the depth queuing. Good percent of you guys appreciate that. Guys, I'm out of time. Go to evolvevim.com, set up a time to chat with us, and get a chance to win a $50 gift card. So thanks for your time. Appreciate you guys, and have a good rest of your day. We'll see ya.